Good morning. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Wednesday, November 26, 2025. So I apologize I didn't get a video out yesterday. I've been a little under the weather, and I want to get a quick one out here before our Thanksgiving break. So everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving and spend time with your family. So we're doing this intraday about noon Eastern Standard Time. If you want to get these videos intraday, consider becoming a YouTube member or supporter. It's 99 cents, and you get the Discord, Cheddar Alerts, Cheddar Flow, the options flow in the dark pool with it. And we have a wonderful community that we're all just engaging right now, looking for the bearish and bullish scenarios. And that's what trading is all about, not being right on if you're a bull or right if you're being a bear. You want to know both scenarios so you can adjust your trading according. But in this situation, you know, I try to give you my perspective on where the market could go. I am bearish on the market, and I do think it's going to go lower. And I'll give you a bullish alternative as well, okay? And it's nothing that's changed. I've had these on here, but if you're new, I'll throw that on there, okay? So just with a naked chart here, I'm going to show you it. This is why I'm doing the video right now. You have the bulls and the bears fighting it out right now. So you have your downtrend line that we're at right here. And then if we draw, let's duplicate this one. And if we draw this line right here. So this is kind of a bullish picture, bullish point of view of the market. All right. You see breadth has been improving. That's obviously pretty typical from this type of bullish move we've had here. So we were looking for a bounce. We got that bounce. I wasn't sure if it was going to go straight up. I thought we'd get a little bit of a pullback. We had a mini pullback here. So my thought, this is zigzag, and we had lower. But for the bulls, what we're going to see in the lower time frame is that this is an impulse. Maybe you get some sort of pullback, and then you head higher. So this is your basic form. We're looking at this being some sort of flag here. And if you've traded for quite some time, when you're at a top, you know, these flags can fail. And when they fail hard. And on that note, we're looking at this being a bearish setup, which is a left shoulder, head, and a right shoulder here. Again, I didn't think it would go directly to that right shoulder top there, but we're here. And we'll see. I'm not sure that a whole bunch will happen between Friday's market, but as soon as next week comes by, then you'll have that volume trading again, and we can see something happen here, whether it's a breakout or breakdown. Okay. So I'm going to bring out these indicators because it's important to know. First of all, we're getting back up here. We're in the red, but starting to shape up. But we're above that 20 moving average so far. And here's your 8 EMA. Everything's in a cluster, so we're moving sideways at this point. So we are above them. That's a check mark for the bulls. But if we fail from this point, that's not going to be good. Here's your McClellan oscillator. I talked about this. This is actually pretty cool that I brought this back out. And that's when you are in an oversold situation on a bounce, you can go to those extreme situations. So I actually like this for the setup for us to go lower from here. Now we have a much bigger chance to go much lower, much faster. I think this is a check mark for the bears. Now, you can interpret this and say, hey, well, the breadth is strong, and this is for the bulls, right? On a dead cat bounce, I mean, it just gives a lot more fuel to go lower at this point. And here's kind of the reason why. And let me pull up the McClellan summation. And give you a point here. So here's your overall breadth with all the data that's coming in from those daily breadth indicators. Okay, we're bearish still. we have a lot more to go to start breaking out to the upside and continue to go higher. Yeah, it's a good sign. It gave the market a big break to the upside. But just know that overall, breadth is not good. You want to see this continue higher to be bullish. All right, now looking at, we're already overbought. Okay, that's a big deal. We're into resistance, overbought. We're cycling higher. And once this closes, we'll probably be over. Once this daily bar closes, we'll probably be up here, and we'll look for that roll over into next week. All right, again, here's your MACD, and we talked about this. We're at that neutral point. Do we reject off of that yellow line? Does the leader line reject off of it, or do we get that green histogram and break to the upside? That's what we're going to be looking for. Not bullish until proven. All right, DMARC. We have that 12. We will get a 13 exhaustion on Friday if we are to stay above these levels, or above that, I believe this candle here. And if we go to SPY, we'll pull up the divergences. Okay, with the money flow index, we're still in distribution. We haven't cycled all the way down to the bottom yet. Weak market. Again, you have to start to see improvement on this in order to, we're in this bearish territory. But still no setup on that indicator. The Bollinger Band, you got that buy signal. We talked about that, and that was certainly a good buy for us. Your volume shelves, we're not going to look at that. Elliott oscillator, it's doing what we talked about. Again, going back to test that green, the zero line. So we'll see where that goes. And if we look at the VIX, and I'm not going to do Bitcoin or MJ, the cannabis market today. I apologize. I got to get this done, and I still have to prepare for Thanksgiving as well. So, all right. So we're getting into support area here. As we're getting into resistance from the overall market, we're getting into support with the VIX. All right. That's a big deal in itself, where we have the 100 moving average. I wouldn't doubt if we spiked through this support area to get to that 100 moving average. And I think we reverse from there. And as a matter of fact, I think we break out from our range from there as well. Okay, if you're bullish, you're probably going to see maybe at least a bounce to the 50 or 200 and reject and actually break down from this point. And we should go to see this next trend line if you're bullish on the overall market. All right, we're going to go to the wave count here. And this is exactly what we've been looking for, okay? So we're at this retracement. We've had this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 wave move down. All right, nothing has changed there. I thought we would have got an A, B, and a C. But clearly this zigzag, all right, I know a lot of people are going to count this as a 5 wave move, and that's fine. That means you're a bull. So that was a zigzag, a 5-3-5 here, up into the 7-8-6. Now we do have another Fibonacci, and this is very unusual, but when you have buyers like this, and we're in the holiday as well, you still could go to the 585, 887, and that would give the opportunity for the Qs to go up to the 786. And I'll show you that in a second. Okay, but at this point, we're looking for a wave 2 to end. In that 5 wave leading diagonal, we have a wave 1 and we have a wave 2. It just depends on where this squeezes to. All right. And then we'll be looking for much lower prices at that point. On the Qs, it's just a little bit different. And this is very typical because the cues are leading, all right? They're not leading to the upside anymore. They're leading to the downside. We're at that 62% retracement, and that's all you need. So here's your fifth wave right here. And now you have your ABC for a wave 2, as I'll just use these for now. So you have your 1, 2 setup. Now, if you go any further, fine. That's okay. We're at the 20 moving average as well. And let's look at those indicators just to confirm what we're looking at. So yeah, prices breaking above here. Now the thing is with this trend line here, there's only 2 points. It's not a real trend line. It's just you were looking to see if it would become one. That was the idea. It's not necessary to have that, especially since this is only a 1-2 setup. A 1-2 setup has nothing to do with that downtrend here. It will matter later when you're getting into those 2s and 3s. Then you can connect channels. All right. You just add these trend lines just to see if they will become something. And there's no divergence or anything. So that was not necessary. Okay. Some people are going to say that you're breaking out, right? Well, not necessarily. Okay. So we're starting to fill the gap. Not sure if we're going to fill that or not, but if we do, then we're looking at getting up to this next gap here. And like I said, that was the 887 Fibonacci right there. And so make sure you have your protection on, or at least your puts if you are short, out to much further dates there, because we can just float. Friday, we have a whole nother, half session Friday for price just to float. Okay. And then I think the sellers will come in the week after. We have a gap here. Okay. And so the trend is clearly up on the lower time frames. We are in extreme overbought situation. We're at a 92 or almost 93. That's pretty much where we need to be, all right, for a reversal. So there still is a chance, because the VIX closed down negative 12% on Monday, that there's still an 85% chance that we close in the red today. So don't think this can't reverse now. All right. If it does, I do think that's it. I don't see another wave count where we get maybe this 5. So maybe your A, B is down here. Maybe that's a 5, 3, and then this is a 1, 2, 3, and then maybe you close the gap to for something negative 4, and then we get maybe a 5th wave into Monday or Tuesday. If that's the case, if we do get a pullback, especially if we come back to the options expected move, which is not an ordinary, then we'll add on some call protection at that point. All right. No need to add call protection, in my opinion, right here at the top. All right. We already had our NVIDIA calls and things like that. But if we do pull back, then I think that's the opportunity for me to add our call. Otherwise, I have puts that are well out in expiration. So it's not a big deal if we go straight to 685. Okay. All right. What else? DMARC getting a 9-count exhaustion. That's another reason to be cautious. Same thing happened here. You got your 9-count. You got that pullback. We actually did really good on that pullback. I saw Ralph did as well in the trade room. Money flow almost to the upper end. We don't have to get into this overbought territory if we're quote unquote in a downtrend. If we're starting a downtrend, things don't always have to get up there like this, for example. So let's see what happens here. Not quite a setup yet. You do want to see overbought conditions if you want a setup from that indicator. I do have a good feeling that Yeah, so we're into the Bollinger Band. I know it's not touching it right there because it's so steep, but this looks like a good sell signal to me. It's not exactly like this one where you're into the Bollinger Band, but that's, again, close enough. But if we float up to this 685, that's a stone cold short if we're into that Bollinger Band, especially with this happening here. Such overbought conditions. All right, LA Oscillator getting up there. No real setup off that, though. There's no negative divergence or anything. All right, let's just end with the VIX here. And thanks for bearing with me. Again, we're into support. We're into the 17 support. Just a little bit of room, and the 100 moving average just a little bit lower if things just want to float a little bit more. But again, that's speaks for itself. Is this it? Let's see. All right, you guys, thanks for watching here. OptionsTender, and again, the deeply oversold conditions. All right, we're in a single handle here, 9 handle in the RSI for the VIX. That's a big deal. Okay. All right, you guys, we'll end it here. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we'll see you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.